Cardiff wasn't ready. No one was. Kendrick Lamar hit the stage like a prophet, not a performer, and by the time he whispered the final lyric, the entire stadium had gone dead silent. Fans weren't screaming. They weren't chanting. Were crying. From front row to nosebleeds, people clutched their chests, wiping their faces in disbelief. Some dropped to their knees. Others simply froze, eyes wide with emotion as Kendrick stood center stage, bathed in a haunting red spot. Light his voice shaking, tears rolling down his face. This wasn't just another stop on the grand national tour. This was a moment in history, because when Kendrick started performing Mortal Man, he changed the entire energy of the night. And what he said between verses left everyone in shock. This song, this moment. It's for the people who ain't here no more. Then he called out a name no one expected, pointed toward the sky, and choked up before finishing the set. And what happened next? The lights blacked out. The crowd wept. And phones, thousands of them, captured something fans will never forget. You won't believe what really happened in Cardiff. Let's dive in. Cardiff was never supposed to be the emotional high point of Kendrick Lamar's grand national tour. It was meant to be just another chapter in a history-making run across Europe. But what unfolded inside Principality Stadium on that stormy night was something fans, critics, and even Kendrick's own crew couldn't have predicted. Let's rewind, 'cause this didn't come out of nowhere. Kendrick Lamar has always been a vessel of truth. He doesn't just rap, he preaches, reflects, and rips open wounds that society tries to cover. And with every stop on the GNX tour, he's been peeling back another layer of his soul. But Cardiff was different. The build-up, why Cardiff mattered more than fans' Canada, while the UK braced for Kendrick's long-awaited return. Cardiff wasn't initially seen as a major stop. No London arena lights, no Parisian press run, no flashy surprise. Guests teased on social media. In fact, many fans online doubted Cardiff would even sell out. But Kendrick, he had something deeply personal planned for Wales. Sources close to PG Lang revealed just weeks before the show, Kendrick's been different. He's quiet, focused. He's writing stuff no one's heard yet. And that stuff? It was never meant for radio, it was meant for healing. Kendrick's mindset before KRDAF, behind the scenes. Kendrick had been in emotional lockdown. His team noted he barely interacted with the press, and according to tour insiders, he refused to rehearse the Cardiff set list more than once. Why? He said if it's rehearsed, it won't be real. What does that even mean, right? But if you know Kendrick, you know he's always spoken through his moments. And Cardiff, that was about to become his rawest moment in years. The crowd, who showed up, and YITMATTR. When the stadium gates opened at 5 p.m., the energy was tense, not chaotic, not electrified, just heavy. Fans showed up in ponchos and Kendrick hoodies. Some were already emotional before the show started. There were rumors circulating that Kendrick might debut a never-before-heard track. Others said he was going to bring out SZA as a surprise. But none of that happened. Instead, what they got was Kendrick alone, center stage and unfiltered. No frills, no dancers, no pyrotechnics, just a stool, a mic, and a set list that was about to break hearts. The setup, the moment right before IT. Hey PP need. Everything seemed normal at first. He opened with DNA, transitioned into All Right, and delivered Backseat. Freestyle with ferocity. The crowd bounced. The floor pulsed. It was classic Kendrick. But then, the lights shifted. The beat stopped, and Kendrick whispered into the mic, "This one ain't for y'all. This one's for them." Then he started, rapping the intro to Mortal Man, no beat, no band, just his voice, trembling. And in that moment, you could hear the tears forming. The energy Satchai Tit wasn't just Kendrick that changed it was all of Cardiff. People started putting their phones down. Eyes welled up. Some fans began silently weeping, not even understanding why yet. It was like everyone in that stadium felt something collective. A shared grief, a haunting, a warning. And then, right as the verse dropped, Kendrick said a name no one expected. The stadium was dead silent. No drums, no lights, no beat drop. Just Kendrick, standing motionless under a single red spotlight. Then he said it. "This one's for Keenan." And the crowd, already teetering between awe and confusion, just froze. Keenan? That name wasn't on any lyrics. It wasn't in any album. It wasn't part of any known Kendrick Lamar narrative. But to the day ones, to those who followed Kendrick since the Compton Corner Store tapes and Section 80's Underground Fire, they knew. Who is Keenan? Keenan KJ. Barnes was Kendrick's childhood best friend, killed in a senseless shooting when they were just 16, back in 2011. Kendrick briefly mentioned him during a radio freestyle, dropping the bar, "Lost KJ. To the block, had to rebuild on broken rock." But since then, silence. No interviews. No tribute songs. No shout-outs. Just a shadow in Kendrick's past that he never unpacked, until Cardiff, and Johnny, when he said that name. Fans started falling apart. Kendrick's raw CO on FSSO on. The lights dimmed even lower. Kendrick sat down on a stool, placed the mic in his lap, and looked into the crowd. I never talked about him. Never said his name again after the funeral. Not because I forgot, but because I couldn't survive saying it, until now. And then he rapped a new, unreleased verse completely a cappella. The verse that shattered the stadium, 16 candles. One burned out, KJ gone, and the world turned south. Had dreams of tour life, now I stand alone, trying to make heaven pick up the phone. Every Grammy felt empty, every cheer got cold. When your best friend's body drops, you never feel whole. So I stayed silent, kept my pain in check, till I hit Cardiff and felt his breath on my neck. And Johnny people were sobbing, not tearing up, not misty-eyed. Full-blown crying in the stands, in the aisles, in the press box, security guards wiping their eyes, camera operators shaking. Some fans literally held each other. Fans capture the MOMT, the hashtag Cardiff cries exploded within minutes. Videos showed grown men trembling. A mother in the third row holding her teenage son saying, "This is what truth sounds like." One viral clip caught a woman on FaceTime screaming into the phone, "He's crying." Kendrick's crying on stage. Because he was. As the verse ended, Kendrick leaned forward, rested his head on the mic, and just wept. The first twist, Keenan's family was THRI, unbeknownst to fans. Keenan's mother and younger brother were in the front row. A PG-Long rep had flown them out quietly. No spotlight, no media, no acknowledgement until Kendrick pointed. He raised his hand mid-tears and simply said, "Mama Barnes, I carried him this far. You helped me get here." And the camera zoomed in on Keenan's mother, now in her 60s, clutching her chest, whispering thank you over and over. And that's when Kendrick did something nitrogen monoxide one expected. He walked off stage. No encore, no thank you. No good night, just gone. Lights still dimmed, mic still humming. Fans still holding their hearts. The settlest he never pee. Our 4 media afterward, fans realized something strange. Kendrick never performed, not like us, never. Social media shockwaves. Here's just a taste of what fans were saying. That wasn't a concert. That was a spiritual experience. He turned a stadium into a sanctuary. This is what happens when a black man grieves out loud in front of the world. Some even compared the moment to Tupac's rose that grew. From Concrete Reading in 1993, one fan wrote, "It wasn't the lyrics, it was the silence between them. That's what hurt." And Johnny just when fans thought it was over. Kendrick's team dropped a cryptic teaser video on his official site. Black screen, white text. Cardiff was just the beginning. No music, no visuals. Just the sound of Kendrick exhaling. What's coming next? We don't know, but what we do know, this ain't the end of the story. Just when it seemed like the world had absorbed the emotional thunderstorm that was Kendrick's Cardiff performance, another wave had tanned. This one didn't come from the stage, it came from backstage. An anonymous PG Lang crew member leaked audio footage to a private Discord server just hours after the show ended. And when that audio got out, fans were shook to the core. Because what Kendrick said off mic was even more raw than what he said to the crowd. The backstage audio, Lakatha audio, muffled but clear enough, features Kendrick talking to 2 staff members, his sound engineer and assistant tour manager. He's pacing, breathing hard. His voice is hoarse, and what he says. "I saw him, bro. Saw Keenan. He was right there. That stage, that whole place. It cracked something open. I ain't cried like that in 20 years. This tour, it ain't about music anymore." Within minutes of the leak hitting Twitter, #I cried with Kendrick began trending. Fans flooded timelines with emotional posts. He's grieving in real time, and we're watching it unfold live. Kendrick just turned his trauma into performance. Art. We don't deserve the soul this man keeps pouring out. But that was only the beginning, because someone else had been listening from backstage. An old friend speaks out, a former member of Kendrick's TDE crewin, ex-producer, named Lucian Loops Carter went live on IG the following morning with a jaw-dropping claim. Cardiff was about Keenan. Yeah. But y'all don't know the other part. That man lost someone last month. Someone real close. And he ain't said a word. Not to the media. Not to nobody. The comment section went insane. Who? Who died? Why would he keep that secret? Loops is either brave or about to get shut down. Then Loops dropped the bombshell. It was one of Kendrick's cousins. Kid was only 18. Shot and killed in LA. Kendrick funded the funeral quietly. He ain't doing this tour for charts anymore. He's doing it for them. For the ones who didn't get to grow old. A tour built on PAON that changed the entire narrative. Suddenly, fans were reanalyzing everything. Every pause, every lyric. Every single performance since Europe's leg began. They realized that Cardiff wasn't a one-off emotional moment. It was the breaking point. This whole tour might have been Kendrick's way of holding on, just enough not to fall apart. One fan compiled all the intros from his performances across Berlin, Prague, and Melanand. Guess what? He never said the same thing twice. In each city, his opening lines were cryptic, but all connected. The past follows me everywhere. You ever scream inside your own skin? This mic is the only reason I'm still breathing. And then? One TikTok video blew up with 19 meters views. A supercut of Kendrick slowly breaking down city by city. You could literally see the pain building the final frame. Cardiff M crying. Caption, he's not touring, he's mourning. Celebrity reactions begin pouring in. This wasn't just another rapper having a moment. The industry began to respond, and they responded loud. J. Cole tweeted, "That's my brother. Always has been, always will be. I got you, K. Hashtag Long Live Keenan, SZA posted a thread. He's been holding the weight of the world. Don't talk about that man unless you prayed for him. He cried because real ones don't get to cry in private." Tyler, the creator, on IG Stories. "I was in that crowd. I ain't cried like that since my grandma passed. Thank you, Kendrick, for bleeding on that mic." Social media divides over the PAINAs with any public moment. Some users began debating whether Kendrick's emotional spiral was healthy to witness on stage. Posts started popping up. Is Kendrick okay? Do we really want to watch someone unravel on tour? Are fans part of the healing or part of the problem? One psychologist on TikTok posted a viral reaction video titled, "Kendrick Lamar is publicly processing generational trauma. And we're all part of the ritual." She explained how Black artists are often forced to carry the weight of their communities through their art. How the stage becomes a confession booth. What you witnessed in Cardiff was ancestral. A man in pain, but also a man in power. That kind of vulnerability is dangerous and sacred. The shocking final twist, right as emotions reached fever pitch online. PG Lung posted a countdown, a black screen, red numbers. 0 hours, 7 minutes, and 56 seconds. 32 and underneath. From Cardiff to Compton. Fans lost it. Is he dropping a film? New album incoming? That's a doc. That's 100% a documentary. And then Kendrick's official YouTube channel uploaded a trailer. The Day Cardiff Cried, a short film by Kendrick Lamar, only 17 seconds long. Just visuals of him in a hotel room, a blurry photo of Keenan on the table, and the crowd's roar fading into silence. End card coming soon. The ripple effect from Kendrick Lamar's emotional breakdown in Cardiff wasn't just local, it turned into a global cultural event. From TikTok to CNN, everyone had something to say. But what no one expected was that the real storm hadn't even started yet. Because while the fans were busy crying, the media machine went into overdrive, and someone from Keenan's family just stepped into the spotlight. The media circus begins. Ran a segment titled, "When Art Hurts, Kendrick Lamar and the Emotional Cost of Truth." BBC aired a special called Cardiff's Cry, the night a rapper changed a city, and then Rolling Stone dropped the bomb. A 4,000-word exclusive titled, "The Friend That Haunts Kendrick. Keenan Barnes' Story Inside." A journalist who tracked down Keenan's aunt, Monique Barnes, revealed details about Keenan's life and death that Kendrick never spoke about. Monique Barnes on TRV speaking from her home in Compton. Monique dropped emotional and unexpected truths. Kendrick and Keenan weren't just friends, they were brothers. Slept in the same bed some nights. Kendrick ate dinner at our house like he was family. After Keenan got shot, Kendrick vanished. He didn't come to the funeral. He didn't call. He just disappeared. When asked why she thought Kendrick stayed silent, Monique paused before saying, "Because he blamed himself." Keenan was on that block that night looking for Kendrick. He thought Kendrick was in trouble. That bullet wasn't meant for him, was meant for someone else. The world reacts to Kendrick's GUILT suddenly. The Cardiff tears took on a whole new meaning. It wasn't just grief, to a survivor's guilt. He's been carrying that weight in silence for 17 years. He didn't just cry for Keenan. He cried for what never got to happen. This explains everything. Every bar, every pause, every scar. Celebrity responses ESEAL to the Rolling Stone piece dropped. More artists came forward. Childish Gambino posted on Threads, "People process pain differently. Kendrick turned his into poetry. I turned mine into silence. I respect that man on a soul level." Beyoncé reposted a fan tribute video of the Cardiff show with the caption, Healing is loud. I'll let it echo. Billie Eilish tweeted, I haven't stopped thinking about what he said on that stage. I hope he's okay. We don't need to lose another one. The fans create a movimenta new hashtag surfaced. Hashtag healing with Kendrick. People began sharing their own grief, trauma, and healing journeys. TikTok became a therapy space, with users duetting Kendrick's Cardiff verse with their own tears, poems, and testimonies. One teen from Manchester posted, I lost my brother last year. I never cried for him until Kendrick said I saw him. It unlocked something I didn't know I was holding. The video got 14 million views in 2 days. Global IMP set across the globe. Cities lit up buildings in red, the same hue that washed over Kendrick during Mortal Man in Cardiff. Sydney, Toronto, Johannesburg, Paris all showed solidarity. A mural in Brooklyn appeared overnight, a giant silhouette of Kendrick wiping a tear, with the words, for Keenan, for US, for healing. Controversy sparks DEBATF, course. Not everyone was supportive. Some media outlets criticized Kendrick for being too emotional on stage or trauma dumping in front of young fans. A popular YouTuber posted a video titled, Is Kendrick weaponizing grief? The video got major backlash but opened up uncomfortable conversations. Are we consuming a man's pain for entertainment? Is the industry pushing Kendrick to fall apart publicly for profit? Back to Monique and her WAR Neon G, but just as the media began reframing the event as a cultural awakening, Monique Barnes dropped one more disturbing statement in her interview. Kendrick might think he's honoring Keenan, but he don't know the whole truth. There's something about that night, something no one told him, and if he finds out, it's going to destroy him again. The world held its breath because Kendrick's team hasn't responded, and the countdown on his website is still ticking. Just when the Cardiff wave seemed to finally calm. When fans, artists, and the world united around Kendrick's heartbreak and vulnerability, Monique Barnes dropped a bomb that shattered the entire emotional foundation Kendrick built that night. She wasn't just grieving her nephew. She was holding on to a secret that, if true, could mean Kendrick Lamar has been living a lie. For nearly 2 decades, he wasn't supposed to be there. In a second, it's quieter interview done late at night with an underground podcast. Monique said something that hadn't been published by any mainstream outlet yet. You want to know why Keenan died. Because he was going to meet Kendrick that night. But Kendrick never called for him. The host, stunned, paused. Wait, what do you mean? Monique continued. Keenan wasn't looking for Kendrick like we all thought. Someone else told him Kendrick was in trouble. But it wasn't Kendrick. Someone set him up. The audio ends with Monique whispering, Kendrick's been crying for the wrong reason. He thinks it was his fault, but it wasn't. Fans start digging and find Anonymous Twitter and Reddit investigators wasted no time. They traced old forum threads, ancient concert flyers, MySpace friend lists, and they found it. Marcus Slip Denton, an old affiliate from Compton, close to Kendrick and Keenan, a known hothead who'd later disappear from the music scene completely. Rumors swirled that Marcus and Keenan had beef just weeks before Keenan's death. Over what? No one knows, but now fans believe Marcus was the one who sent Keenan to that block. Told him Kendrick was in trouble. Told him to show up. Set him up to get caught in crossfire. And Kendrick never knew. Kendrick's world ready to collapse again. If Kendrick ever learns the truth, that his guilt, his tears, his entire emotional journey was based on a manipulation, that Keenan's death wasn't just random, but engineered by someone in their circle, it could undo everything he's been building with this tour, with Cardiff, with himself. And then, the countdown ends at exactly midnight Pacific. The PG long countdown hit 0. A video auto-played across all Kendrick's platforms. Black. Screen, faint sound of rain. Then Kendrick's voice. Everything I thought I knew was a lie. This ain't a tour. This ain't music. This is me putting the pieces back together. Cardiff was the beginning. Compton will be the end. Fade. To black dot white text. The final confession, coming soon, the world holds its breath. Is Kendrick about to drop a film? An album? A confession? Is he about to name names? Expose Marcus. Uncover the full truth behind Keenan's death. Or is he preparing to disappear entirely, leaving fans with one last emotional explosion before going completely silent? We don't know, but what we do know is that Kendrick Lamar just changed music forever. So now the entire world is waiting for answers, waiting for Kendrick. Waiting to see what happens when a man stops performing and starts confessing. Was Keenan's death a setup? Did Kendrick grieve the wrong guilt all these years? Is Marcus Slipdenton the key to unlocking the truth? And most importantly, can Kendrick survive what comes next? The Cardiff performance didn't just shake a stadium. It shook the entire culture. One man, one mic, one truth that ripped through generations of pain. And now, we're at the edge of something historic. We want to hear from you. Do you think Kendrick will speak Marcus's name? Should he investigate Keenan's death? Let the past rest. Was the Cardiff performance the beginning of Kendrick's rebirth or his breakdown? Drop your comments below. Light up the chat with your thoughts. Let the world know what you think is coming. Don't forget to like this video if Kendrick's message hits you in the soul. Subscribe if you believe in healing through truth. And share this with every fan who ever felt a lyric deeper than a beat. Because this isn't over. Not even close. Coming soon, the final confession, Kendrick Lamar Compton Show. The night everything unravels, turn on notifications. You won't want to miss it.